everyone. The Joyful Yogini here. It's time for Feel Good Friday. So I'm live here on YouTube. I'm also live on Instagram. So we're gonna have some fun tonight. I feel like I need to go. I was working so quickly. It's just I still gotta get thumbnail done and gotta change my clothes. I was like this, but anyways, now I can go. I made it. Few minutes late, but I made it. So, welcome to Feel Good Friday. So, the topic. Why didn't I remember to clean my glasses beforehand? I I feel like every single stream, at some point, I say, "Geez, my glasses are dirty." It's like I should like string or strap on a cloth and a one of those spray bottles. Chad's in the house. Hey, Chad. Good evening to you as well. And I hope it is a good evening. Welcome. Welcome to Feel Good Friday. All right. At least I have a cloth. I don't have any spray, but I have a cloth. We'll have to make do. Yeah, that's not bad, right? All right. So the topic is build your courage. Now, I've always channeled the topic. And when I was doing the weekend reading, courage came up a couple of times during the main reading. And then I decided to go from a different deck to say, okay, so what is going to be the theme for Feel Good Friday? And I used a different deck from the other ones. And what came up was courage again. So I'm like, all right, so the theme is courage. I wasn't really given any additional information yet, but this is the card that I pulled. Sorry, there's a little bit of a glare going on there. It's not Instagram. You guys don't get a glare. I don't know what's going on with the computer side of things. So the message is from Archangel Ariel: be courageous and stand up for your beliefs. Now, just before, I'm going to change this screen here. I want to make this bigger. All right. Just before coming on, I said, okay, because I was creating the thumbnail for this to go onto YouTube. I said, all right, universe, you're gonna have to give me just a little bit more information so I can like promote it, even though I was promoting it like 5 minutes before starting today. Oh well, whatever. It is what it is. I'm living my life, right? So I pulled a card from my kids deck, which is Manifestor of Magnificence. And the card I got was conscientious, but the message that I read was from the other side. I always do what I know is right. And the message, like the way I took this card for today's session, is that, you know, I can't speak for everybody. So I'm going to speak from my own experience, and then you can see whether you can relate to this in some way. Because I believe that, hey, if you're tuning in at a certain time, then maybe this is a message for you. And if it doesn't feel like it resonates with you, that's fine. But maybe even sit with it, because sometimes our ego can pop in and go, no, that doesn't relate to me. And then if you sit with it and you're open to it, then you might see how it actually does apply to you. So I know sometimes for me, I can worry about making a decision because I don't want to make the wrong decision. So fear of failure. Sometimes it might be fear of judgment coming up when I make a decision, right? Sometimes it might be fear of the unknown that might come up. Now, I've spoken about this on a stream like a while back. So those of you who are joining me for this one, you might not have heard this story, but it just popped in that I'm supposed to share it. So I used to, okay, I'm going to back up for a second. I've always loved theater, drama, being on stage. I was in choir as well, and musicals, throughout elementary school and high school, and then in university. I wanted to major in drama, but my parents said, no, we want you to get a real job. So I minored in drama and absolutely loved the classes that I was able to take in that area. So I've always loved that. But here's the big but. I had really low self-esteem, and But in theater, you can practice your script, you can practice your staging, you can make sure you got it. And then even before going on stage, I'd be like freaking out on the inside, gotta be again, going like, oh, I got the butterflies, getting all hot and everything. Um, but what was really challenging for me is if I was put on the spot. And it might have nothing to do with theater. It might just be in class, or a new group. Oh, everyone introduce yourself and tell us why you're here or tell us something about yourself, whatever. Um, During situations like that, I would get so stressed out. I would get a lip quiver. My lip would just start quivering uncontrollably. When you can feel it. But then sometimes I get an eye twitch, and you can definitely feel that, like, like, what the heck is going on? Can everyone see this? And then sometimes I get both at the same time. And also, I would sometimes go like beet red, get very flushed. So that would happen in various situations. And when I worked, I used to have a pretty cool government job. I really liked it. I was a community resource coordinator, and part of my job was doing needs assessments in the community and doing presentations and surveys and things like that. And it was really fun, like finding out what they want so we can better serve them. And then I also worked with this youth group, and you had to apply, be interviewed to become part of this youth group, which the mayor was associated with it and counselors and stuff. So it was really neat for the students to have an opportunity to work with politicians and see what goes on behind the scenes, right? So it was cool. And so I had an opportunity while I was working there. What does that say, Chad? I hated being put on the spot, big times nerves. Okay, so you can relate to me. Oh, Deborah's in the house. Hey, Deborah, welcome. My voice went really high there. Welcome. So I would. So I had an opportunity to take some classes with Second City because I wanted to do some team building with the youth. And I thought, okay, so improv, that would be cool. Get a little bit of my drama on. That should be fun and playful, and I'll learn some cool games to do with the youth group. And so on the very first day of Second City classes, there was 17 of us in the group, and we all had to take turns introducing ourselves. And so one at a time, people were saying what their name was and why they were taking the class. And I was second from the end to go. So I had all these people to sit through. And instead of paying attention who they were, and that would have been nice for me to, get to know these people, but I was in my head, and I was getting really nervous and more stressed the closer it was getting to me. And I was just in my head thinking, what am I going to say? How am I going to say it? I don't look like an idiot. Fuck, they're going to freaking judge me. I was so in my head. And by the time, and then about maybe halfway, 3/4 of the way through, I started thinking, oh crap, there's going to be some type of name game, and I don't know who any of these people are. Shit, I'm going to fail at that now. So that just elevated the stress factor, right? And then by the time it got to me, yeah, I had everything going on. I had the lip quiver, I had the eye twitch, I went beet red as soon as I started talking. I don't know if people noticed. I don't know, because I was my bubbly self. Hey, my name is Jackie, and so I don't know. I don't know if they noticed, but I certainly did. And as soon as my turn was over, I just said to myself, "Get over yourself, Jackie. This is like ridiculous. You didn't have to study for this. This is not. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to answer these questions. Like, you're just fucking freaking out over nothing." So I decided from that day, I'm like, I'm going to get fucking over myself because I don't need to be stressed out in these types of situations. Right. So it was the most perfect timing because now I was enrolled in improv classes. And when you do improv, you have to trust that whatever comes out of your mouth, you can deal with it. And you have to trust that whatever comes out of someone else's mouth, you can deal with that too. And so I was consciously Yeah, this is the difference though, because I was consciously wanting to get over myself. I started using some emotional intelligence strategies. I didn't realize it at the time, but I was being aware of my thoughts and what emotions were coming up. And then consciously, I'm like, I need to change my thoughts because I knew my thoughts were creating these emotions, which was creating my reality. I was downloaded different information to help me through this process. And so I started working through my fears with every single activity that we did. And I would notice my thoughts and I would change my thoughts and then I would start to feel a little bit better. Basically, you can't necessarily go from this is fucking scary to awesome, I love this. It's not necessarily going to be from 0 to 100, right? You have to just soften your thought a little bit and then you can soften it a little bit more. So it went from fuck, this is so scary to um, I know I'm scared, but I've got this. I can do this. Um, I don't have to be perfect. I Okay, I might mess up, but that's okay. And I need to try to make it okay. And hey, Kenneth. So I yeah, it was a process to work through it. But what was so cool is that um I was walking through my fears one game at a time, or anytime I stepped forward. Sometimes you step forward several times within one particular game, and I was laughing and I was playing during it. Now, you know how I said it really mattered that I was consciously wanting to get over myself because I have met, okay, let me back up again. I went through 5 levels, all 5 levels of their improv training because I became addicted to it. I became addicted to laughing and playing every week. I just wanted more and I wanted more and I wanted more. After the 5 levels, the next stage was to audition for, I can't remember what they called it. It was like the level before you can go on, you can audition for Second City and become main stage. But I didn't do that because then I was pregnant, and then I didn't go back. But I did join some improv troops, and then I started teaching improv for the personal development side of things, not to help people to be amazing improvisers. I was helping people to get over their shit, to walk through their fears while you're laughing and playing, because I felt like that's how I can relate to it. But I met a lot of people who are improvisers, through the improv troupe. Hey, Angela, through the improv troops that I was on. And then sometimes we competed against other improv teams and I met different people. And a lot of the people that I met didn't get into the I feel like I have to back up again. This is like probably I shouldn't judge myself in this way. Oh, what I was going to say, I'm like, this is the worst way I've explained this. It's so disjointed today. So I feel like I probably could ground myself more because I'm like here and I'm here and I'm here. So I'm going to back the fuck up again. It's like, here's the truck. Beep, beep, beep. I'm backing the fuck up. All right. So, what I need to say before moving forward is that after each of these levels of improv classes that I took, I I used to tell people that I became more of me. Or I used to say I'm a different person. That's what I used to say. I'm like I'm a different person because I started to have confidence in me in that, like, whatever happens, happens. Like, it started to decrease my stress levels. It started to decrease my anxiety. Am I fully over my anxiety? No, there's different levels that will come up in different situations, and anxiousness will come up, and worry will come up. And that's what has affected my nervous system, right? Is that worry, that angst, as well as feelings of not being good enough. But I've come a long fucking way. And improv really helped that. And so, as opposed to me being a different person, I then realized that I was more of me than I was ever able to be before because I was finally okay with me and being okay with messing up. And in improv, nothing's really a mess up though, right? In improv, when you're doing improv, you can mess up in your head, but you need to be creative. Like whatever comes out of your mouth, you're going to creatively deal with it. And whatever comes out of someone else's mouth, they're not going to go, "You're a fucking idiot." They're going to be like, "Okay, I'm going to take that and I'm going to run with it. I'm going to add to it." Because that's the point of improv, right? It's yes and. So I finally started to be braver to act despite fear. It was practice, right? To act despite fear. And that related to every single area of my life. It didn't just stop when I was doing improv. When I had my first child, it gave me the courage to actually quit my job and start a business so I could stay home with my kids. And that was freaking scary. And I had to be in my confidence to even tell who's now my ex to say, this is what I'm doing. Because, yeah, that was leaving a really secure government job. That was to myself that I could make it happen. You know what? I did make it happen, and I made it happen for 14 years. I wouldn't say I was the best entrepreneur because I was like half in an entrepreneur, not even half. I was probably a quarter in an entrepreneur hat and three quarters being a mom because like that was the whole purpose of me. I didn't have the purpose of being an entrepreneur at that point in my life. I was like, I didn't even realize I was going to be that type of person. I don't know if that's not even the right wording, that type of person. I'm totally about career. Like I'm a Cappy and I'm like so career driven. And the fact that when I had my first child, I was like, I can't leave her. I was like, where the fuck is this coming from? Like, I didn't even expect it, but it was something I had to do. There was no way I could go back. And so, yeah, thank goodness I did all those improv classes to give myself the courage to be able to listen to that, right? Okay, what does that say? S1875833. I have a fear right now of how the real estate market is making it impossible for young people to buy a home in Toronto. It's heartbreaking. Yeah, you know what? I get that. I have some fears going along with that too because I'm I'm going through a separation. Could be going like this. I wonder if this has helped as soothing or something. Because sometimes I do this. It feels good. Um, yeah, so I'm going through a separation and we're going to need to sell our house and find a way. And of course, thoughts of how the fuck is that going to happen? And the pricing market is high, and then interest rates are going to be going up, and uh, yeah, it's crazy. And I can't even think about where the housing market is going to be when my kids are ready to get their own home. Yeah. But if we stay in that space of angst, that's located on our solar plexus. That fear comes up in our solar plexus and it creates congestion in here. How's your digestion, by the way? Because that can also affect your digestion. And I'm doing that again. I was actually thinking about how my lighting is broken and going, this lighting is kind of sucky. But anyways, it is what it is. Um, so yeah, I was talking about the angst and anxiety and fear that can well up, and it can create congestion here. And I asked you, digestion has been terrible. Funny you mentioned that. All right, so yeah, fear is definitely going to affect that solar plexus. And oh, by the way, I can share some yoga poses that you could do to help enhance that digestion. But what is really going to help is to not focus on the fear. We need to redirect our thoughts, right? We need to have thoughts that feel a little bit softer. Because how does it help being fearful of it? Like, I can't think of a reason why it's going to help. So, just like a kid, if they're going to go towards a socket or towards the stairs, and you're like, yeah, they're gonna come over here, redirect them. Look at this shiny thing over here, right? Or yeah, put up a gate. But anyways, we're gonna redirect them. We need to redirect ourselves from those thoughts when we get into that place of fear, of anxiousness, of anxiety. Where are your thoughts? Try to make them softer and softer. And the other thought that I bring in for myself too to help um, is there anything I can do about this? Like, is there anything I can do about it right now? Is it, uh, can I change my thoughts around this? That's the first thing. Is if I can just change my thoughts, then great. That's just my responsibility to do that. No one else's. It's my own. And then sometimes I might ask myself, okay, so is there anything I need to do differently? Do I need to take action to be able to remove this fear? Do I need to set boundaries or something like that? But there's definitely some things that you just can't change. Like, you can you affect the market? Can you affect whether the kids out there, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, are going to be able to afford a house? If there's nothing you can really do about that right now, then the best thing we can do for ourselves is to release it, is to let it go. Because when you release it, that chakra becomes open. So you're in your confidence, you're in your courage, you're in your willpower, and you can go after what you want. And you know what? Despite what the market is, if you're in a place of courage and confidence and willpower, as well as your other chakras are in alignment, it's never just one chakra. It can be shining bright, and then like you can have it all. Oh, that reminds me of the song. I can't think of the tune, but you can have it all. There's that. Anyways, I'm not, don't got it. What does it say? Yes, please share some yoga poses. Okay, yes, I will. I'll get to that. Please remind me if I'm not getting to it eventually. But that is my intention. I'll ask my angels and guides to remind me to slide that in there. So if there's nothing you can do about it, we there there's nothing. This is just going to cause congestion if we go there. So we redirect our thoughts, or we do some yoga, we do some breathing, we do some meditation. We tell ourselves that no matter what, we got this. So where I was going with, if you are shining your light bright, despite where, let's say, the market is, where the housing market is, the universe, you will attract what you need to be able to get that house. You need to be in that place of trust, though, because if you have that fear going on, you're not in a place of trust. And trust is about remembering the creator that you are. We have this energy that's beaming off of us all the time. And wherever your thoughts are, creates your emotions, creates your energy. It affects every single cell in your body, and it beams off of you. So, for example, have you ever walked into a room before and felt like the tension was so thick that you could cut it with a knife? Or maybe you're at home or in an office space or something, and someone walks in and you're like, wow, they're in a bad place. Okay, so if you have felt that before, you're probably an empath. So not everyone necessarily feels that. You might see it through body language, right? You can look at body language and you can see if someone is not in a good place. But there's underlying energy that beams off of us. So everything is energy. An orange has a certain vibration, nuts have a certain vibration, chicken has a certain vibration, and some vibrations are not necessarily good for our unique systems. We all have a very unique system. That's why some people have some allergies. It's like that vibration doesn't work for them. And so sometimes we need to change our thought patterns around and go, well, I can't have that, but that's okay. I'm not going to focus on what I can't have. I'm going to focus on what I can have, because you don't want to be in the place of resentment either. So that's just a whole food example. If any of you guys are having some food intolerances, allergies, things like that. And some things happen with age, right? And so because our body just, you could have always had that sensitivity, and your body needed to overcompensate. And then, but over time it will get sluggish, going, this is just getting too tough. And then your body is going to show all these symptoms and stuff, going, hello, you need a billboard, you can't do this anymore, this is your flashing billboard, stop it. Right? So we need to pay attention, right? We need to pay attention. That's why I love teaching about emotional intelligence. And I don't teach it textbook style. I teach it energy style, right? Helping you because that's the way I experience it. I can feel the energy from others. I can feel how it impacts me when something is said. So words have vibrations, thoughts have vibrations. So we want good, 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 good vibrations. Yeah, I had to break out in song there. Well, that's what I want. And the reason why I want those good vibrations going on is because it affects my energy. I get a lot of people saying, you light me up or your energy is contagious or things, I get beautiful comments like that. And it makes me feel so great. And I'm in so much gratitude that I can share those good vibrations. I know that that is my purpose being here is spreading joy and spreading healing and especially vibrant sexuality because that is your second chakra. And I'm a big second chakra person. That's my vibe, right? We all have our own unique vibes. And that's something that's very intense for me, beaming off to help people to have more joy in their lives and to heal. Um, Satima, hey, I hope I said that right, but welcome, welcome, welcome. So, we want to have that strong courage. That's what we've been talking about, right? And so we need to be mindful of fear, mindful of anxiety, mindful of angst, whatever you want to call it, mindful of stress. And it's not necessarily always going to affect you here. For some people, if it's stress and anxiousness and stuff, you can get those migraines. That the inner turmoil, you're more in here and worry and fear, and you can get that. What I got was Meniere's disease. I'm saying was because I haven't had the symptoms of it for a while now, which is like knock on wood. It's so amazing. There you go. That's real. That was me. It's okay. No one's at the door. We're okay over here. Settle down. It's okay. Lie down. Come on. Sorry, I'm just gonna get him. So, yeah, good boy. Good boy. All right. So, yes, let's go back to the fear. So I was saying people can get it in different places, and then I was talking about how I was having the symptoms of Meniere's disease. I lost almost all my hearing in my right ear because of it. And then on top of that, when I was dealing with that, I started to get these head tremors. And so I really feel like my nervous system and adrenals were just like, we're fucking done. Like, this is, we're giving you the billboard, Jackie. You need to do something about it. So I've been working on that. And I'm still working on it because I'm very sensitive to energy, and that's been affecting my nervous system, right? I'm sensitive to other people's energy. Other people's energy affects me and my body. And so I wear crystals all the time now. I use essential oils. I do yoga. I do breathing, and yeah, I use tools to protect my energy. Okay, what does it say? How would you give Reiki to yourself in the moment when you become aware of feelings or anxiety? Thank you for asking that. Yeah, I love that. Thank you. Well, you can give yourself Reiki in different ways. I guess it depends on the situation where you are at and if you can do this. So, if you have quiet time, so something that I could do is I could just lie on my bed or on the couch or on a chair, and I'll just start my Reiki healing energy, and I might place it on my head. I might place it depends where I'm feeling it, right? I might place it on my solar plexus. Like, a really good thing to start is when I tune in, when I take the time to tune in, where am I feeling this? When I know I'm not in a good place, where am I feeling it in my body? And then to give myself the healing energy through my hands to that area within my body. And that can help. And sometimes what I do So thank you for bringing that up. Hey, Anne, how are you? Sometimes what I do is I call upon Archangel Michael and I say, please clear my energy field and cut cords with everybody who is not for my highest and greatest good to be corded with, and protect me with your healing light. And I've also realized that I need to hang around positive light people. And when I'm around people who are negative or upset, or it's just I'm really affected by it. But here's the thing, sometimes I get upset, right? Sometimes I'll get anxious. um I'm usually not in that place for very long because I've gotten better at getting myself out of it and using tools. So sometimes I'll listen to music and pump myself up in that way. So I've been getting better at it. But being around other people who are in their crap a lot, and and who also take it out on other people, like throwing it at you, right? That full on depletes me. And it's done a number on me, right? It's really done a number on me. And I didn't have the confidence and courage to stand in my power to say no more, right? Or to walk away. It's taken me a long time to step away and realize that I'm worthy and deserving about being treated with kindness, you know? And so, yeah, I've been able to step into my courage, and taking improv was one of the first steps that got me to a place of believing in myself. And then I was learning about spirituality, and through that process I'd be like, yeah, okay, I'm going to manifest this. And then also having disappointments. I'm like, okay, well, that didn't happen. Why didn't I manifest that? The whole process of going through how to be able to manifest, or how to be the creator that I am, helping me to remember. It was a process to remembering. It was a process to trusting. I thought I could do things like that, but no, I had to learn to trust, practice doing things, practice manifesting and celebrating little things. I had to start with just manifesting a sorry, a parking spot. That's what I started with. I'm going to manifest a park. I'm going to go to the mall and I want to have a great spot there. I'm going to read that in a sec. Okay. So I practice with that. So now when you think about, we were talking about the real estate market and the fact that I I want to stay in real estate, and I want to be able to get my own home once we separate. So I just need to be in a place of trust that it's all going to work out, right? It's going to, I don't know how the fuck it's gonna work out, and I would love to know how it's gonna work out. Okay, show me, just show me the path so I can feel good. But no, I need to feel good first. I need to feel good to be able to manifest that. So I can't be having that shit going on in my solar plexus. And and I notice that it will be open and then it will block up again because I'll have that fear going on, and then I need to open it. I should always have my hands here. I'm just giving myself some Reiki energy. Um, yeah, but emotional intelligence helps. You can notice it. Are you reminding me about the? Okay, so what does it say? Oh, okay. Thank you. Oh, you're so welcome. So well, I thank you, because even if you needed that for yourself, I needed that for me. I needed that reminder to give myself the energy healing as a, because I'll do the protection, but then I won't necessarily go back and unblock, right? But then I'll wait. It will happen when I do a yoga class, because then I'll be drawn to, we got to focus here. And this is the focus right now, building our confidence and our courage. Oh, I'm feeling emotion coming up right now. Notice if you're feeling anything. So I'm feeling it in my heart, but it's coming up to the thyroid. Like I'm feeling it here. So going towards my throat. So there's a healing from, not many people talk about the thyroid chakra, but there is another chakra here in between the heart and the throat. So it's like these three that are going through a healing right now. as well as the solar plexus. But right now, immediately, there's some shifting happening right now. So take in that healing. So this is the vibration that's coming through. All you have to do is set the intention to receive the healing, because by you being in this energetic space and even listening to the vibration of my voice, or just feeling, taking in the vibration of my voice, is helping to create that healing right now. So here, and here. So just be open for that. Maybe take some nice deep breaths with it. I think the universe spoke through me today for you. Yeah, we are strangers, but know the universe has your back. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. And thank you for your energy. It's wonderful having your energy. I thank everyone who is here, who has joined or that will join after the fact, right? Because you're adding to this space. And this healing that we're going through right now will continue. I feel like it will continue when we sleep, um, and into, yeah, it will continue through the weekend. So notice the thoughts that come in, notice the emotions, embrace the emotion, because it is energy in motion. So when you have a blockage and you get the energy in motion, so emotions come up, it is helping everything to flow. I can feel it doing right now, like doing this right now. I can feel the energy turning and circling and going through a beautiful healing. So you can do this if you want to. If you feel weird doing it, don't worry about it. I can do it for you. You can be open to receiving this healing as if my hand was in front of you right now. Okay. Okay. So I'm just going to continue to do this. So, yoga poses. I was going to talk about some yoga poses that can help with that solar plexus so we can stand in our confidence and our courage. Oh, you just sent me some Reiki. Thank you. Oh, thank you so much. That's awesome. That's so good. So thank you. And the energy that you're, oh, I'm feeling more. The energy that you're sending me is amplifying. Okay. So it's what you're sending me is amplifying. And I'm not only taking it in, but it is going back to everyone. So it's beautiful circulation and abundance of energy that's happening. It's really nice. All right, so back to the yoga poses. So there's yoga poses that you can do. Um, Obviously, there's going to be more than what I mentioned, right? But I'll mention some simple ones. I actually posted one on Instagram today. But staff pose is a beautiful, simple pose that you can do to help with the solar plexus and help with your digestion. So by all means, you can look at it on my Instagram, but your legs are straight in front of you. Feet are flexed in front of you. And if your legs can't be fully straight, that's okay. You can bend your legs as much as you need to feel comfortable in the pose. Because if you're super tight in your hamstrings and maybe even your lower back, it will be hard to straighten your legs fully. So that's something that you work through over time. You can increase your flexibility and mobility during yoga. You don't have to be all fit and in shape and to do yoga. I hear that a lot, by the way. I hear like, well, I'm not fit enough to do yoga yet. That's a bunch of horse crap because it's just about finding the right class for you, the right teacher for you, for wherever you're at. Like I'm not saying this, so I'm like, hey, buy my yoga classes. I would only want you to do it if you're drawn to it, right? So I have my chair yoga classes that you can be any type of mobility. And some of the class is in the chair, some is standing, that if you can't stand, that you can stay within the chair, and then some is on the mat. So, and if you can't get down to the mat, again, you stay in the chair. So there's different levels that you can do, all the way up to like a power yoga. Let's rock this, right? But anyway, so staff pose. If let's say you can't fully straighten your legs, don't worry about it. And then you're gonna, so pretend my legs are straight in front of me. You reach up And then as you're breathing in and breathe out, and you hinge at the hips. And then you settle yourself in. You can even put pillows and blankets, roll them up on your legs, and you can hunker down there for a while if you want, resting your head on a pillow. You can do that. Or you can just hang out there for a little bit. You don't have to have anything on your legs and coming up. And so the folding over is really helps with, like, the congestion of it helps to activate it, like as you're squashing it, right? And so it says, oh, Cordelia. Welcome, Cordelia. And then another one you can do is just from standing up. It's just a simple forward fold. So if I'm sideways, I know you're not, you can't see my full body, but then you would just hinge. You can hinge at the hips, bend your knees as much as you need to, and then come down because you're wanting to bring your belly to your thighs. And you can let your head and neck hang. Now, if you have any blood pressure issues, then you shouldn't be putting your head below your heart, right? But if that's not a problem, then you can do that. So those are just two simple poses that we can help with that confidence and that courage. So what I mentioned in the weekend reading, I referred back to, was it Tuesday? I think it was Tuesday. That was 2 right? February 22nd. Maybe it was Wednesday. I don't know. I can't. It doesn't. You can check. Oh, thank you. You're welcome. And so that was very powerful uh, energy, life-changing energy is what I just heard, especially within relationships. Life is about relationships, right? It doesn't necessarily have to be about a soul mate lover relationship, right? It could also be within the workplace. It could be within your immediate family. It could be different things. That's a really big change energy there that has coming in, and it's really important for us to take that and move forward and take action. We need to take action and move forward, even in the smallest way, to get that energy flowing. So if there's something that you have been wanting to do, now is the time to do it. But here, this is, I feel like I need to say this. It's, do you feel this in your heart? Is it in your heart to move forward? Or is it just between your hips, right? Is it just between your hips, or is it in your heart? So that's just one example. Is it in your head? This is the right thing for me to do. This will get me the money I need. This will get, like, are you up here? And I'm not saying here, because this is being connected to your higher self and having that awesome communication. If you're here, then that's fabulous too. If you feel connected and connected, connected up to source energy through here. Do you feel grounded? You feel like, just, yeah, I know this is right for me, and let's do this. Right. But so you need to be aware, is it just one chakra focused? And if it is, if you're just really noticing it in your heart, then that's a really good sign, right? That it is a positive thing for you to do. So, but if you have fear going on, where is that fear coming? Is fear real? I think that's what we need to talk about too. Is fear real? Hold on. I just have to check the time. I'm gonna have to wrap this up soon. So, when fear comes up, it's your we can have different patterns that will ignite the fear. And if you got big fear coming up, you can go into an amygdala hijack. So you lose brain power, you start losing IQ points, literally, when you're in an amygdala hijack. And so you have two amygdala, one on either side, and it's in the emotional part of your brain, the emotional center. And so when you go into a hijack and you lose IQ points, you're not necessarily going to make choices that are for your highest and greatest good. So when fear's coming up, should you be responding to that fear? Um, Hey, like, if you're being chased by someone, then yeah, you get the fuck out of there. But if it's like a decision about, getting a job, or what job are you gonna get? Just as an example, about leaving a relationship. Do you want to be making those decisions when you're in an a hijacked emotional state? No, no. So we want to make sure that we're not in that fear place. Michael's in the house. Hope you have a good week. Thank you. I hope you have a good weekend too. Thanks for saying hi. Welcome, welcome. Um, yeah. So knowing that information can help us to be responsible, get out of that fear place. So we can redirect our thoughts through music, through comedy, through breath work, through giving yourself some beautiful Reiki energy. You can even call upon your angels and guides if you believe in that, right? If you believe in that, you can call upon them. You call upon Archangel Michael if you believe in angels and stuff. And you can say, please, like, take my fear and help me to get back into a place of peace and calm and harmony and seeing things clearly. You want to see things clearly before you make a decision. And maybe before you have communication with someone, because if you're in a hijacked place, you're in a place of fear, anger, resentment, frustration, stress, and then you want to tell someone how you feel, and that's not going to go over so well. You got to deal with your own shit first. You gotta deal with that so you can get into a place of more clarity. So when you're having a conversation, you can actually speak from your heart, and then you can get somewhere. Linda's in the house. Hey. So I'm gonna pull a few. What's the time again? Okay. I have about 10 minutes. So I am gonna pull some additional cards to add to the messages for what we need right now so we can build our courage. Oh no, I'm being drawn to the Oracle of Unicorns deck. I was grabbing my crystal deck. I might end up pulling some cards from there, but then I heard no, go move over one. Okay, so here we go. Ooh, I am drawn to shuffle them this way. They're kind of big, so I'm stretching my hands out nice and wide. So I'll pull some cards to help us to stand in our confidence and courage, because this week we need to step in our courage so we can take some type of action when something feels right for us. And you know what? Remember that card I pulled? I always do what I know is right. So deep inside, you know what is right. When you connect in with the core of who you are, you're in full on alignment, you're in your joy, you are feeling it is so okay to be you. And you are just radiating that light. When you are in that place, you are manifesting shit and you are making choices that are in alignment with the core of who you are. So you need to be in that good fucking vibe, high vibe place in order to bring in more high vibe stuff. So we need to trust and we need to remember who we are. Do I get a hallelujah? I felt like you were sounding very preacher. So am I getting a hallelujah? You can type that in. Hallelujah. Maybe a praise the Lord. Can we, anyone want to go there? All right. So here we go. This is it. This is like an old, that is I have a theme song from an old school type of sitcom. And it was like that song kind of got into my head. There's no way I could sing it because I don't even know what show it is, but I got the vibe from the show. And it's like, yeah, I'm gonna have a good ride. You sit down for a comedy, like a sitcom that you're like, I know I'm going to have some giggles and laughs and that feel good. And usually the theme song is like the feel good theme song. And you see people doing the funny things that you're like, yeah, like when I think back about, I used to watch the Facts of Life and Three's Company and Different Strokes. And so when Beautiful Bodies is in the house too, and Pierre, sweet. So yeah, when I think about that high vibe stuff, we need to get into that high vibe place to be ready for the ride. Because I want to go on a fucking great ride, don't you? Don't you want to be in an amazing ride? So let's go on that ride and find ways. We need to use tools, right? We need to use tools to get back into that good high vibe place, because we're going to dip down when our shit comes up. We're going to dip down, then we notice it, then let's get right back on that couch ready to watch an awesome show. And maybe you can picture yourself with your favorite treat. Maybe it's ice cream, maybe it's some popcorn, maybe it's like um, an ice cream float, an ice cream Coke float, whatever is that pure kid high vibe. This is going to be so fun type of energy. So it's bringing out that playfulness within yourself, that childlike, yeah, right. That's what I was feeling with that little piece. It was cool the way my guides brought that energy in to share with you. Okay, so the card that I pulled is partnership. Teamwork will give you a better result. Find trustworthy people to partner with. Build up a talented support team. Nice. Ooh, I like that. So, Thermogenic is in the house. Hey, happy Friday. Um, okay, that's wow. So I was just getting some information for myself, and I never thought about moving forward in that way before. So that's cool. So think about what you have going on and how a team will make it better. What's gonna work? Teamwork. What's gonna work? Teamwork. You guys used to watch the Wonder Pets? I watched it with my kids. So yeah, it's a super cute little theme song. So it's that kid like wonder, right? It's that kid like, this is awesome energy that is coming up. So think about some things that you want to accomplish. Or maybe there's like one thing, and one big fucking thing that you want to accomplish. You want to make that change, or you want to grow something. You want to be in a different type of situation, right? So teamwork is what's going to help. So who can you call upon that can help you make this awesome, right? Because you know some pretty cool people and some really creative people, some people who know people. Like you know some people. You know people who know people who know people. And um don't be worried about the resources right now. Call upon your peeps and schedule a meeting. And just maybe you'll go out for a glass of wine or a beer or dessert or for a walk or whatever, or a Zoom call. But plan a meeting with someone and at least send the email out or the text message or something this weekend, because that is going to start the energy moving and flowing, and it's going to go in great places. So trust in that. Trust that, because there's people who believe in you. There's people who believe in you, who would want to put the energy in you because they believe in you. And it will be a mutual energetic exchange, and trust in that, because even though they will be helping you, By them helping you, you will thrive, you will shine. Your energy, it's like the energy goes whoosh. That's what I was seeing. That energy, like, yeah, it's like Merlin taking a wand, going whoosh, like that's the energy. It's Merlin energy. Thanks, Merlin. All right, so we got Merlin energy in here, and it will make it so. So by us, we can set the intention right here and now by us taking that first initial step with the intention of using that beautiful Merlin energy to bing, make it so. So make that first step. This is powerful energy right now, like super powerful energy. We couldn't do this even 2 weeks ago, the power of this energy, because we got that new incredible energy that ignited on 2/22/2022, right? So yeah, it's fucking huge energy. So we need to use it to the best of our advantage by doing at least one thing to set it in motion, make it so. Okay? So think about that this weekend. What can you do? And I want to say this too. If you are not watching this weekend, which is February, it's the 25th right now, right? So it's the Friday. So the Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So it's within that time frame. If you are watching this after the fact, trust that you are watching it when you needed to watch it. And now it's your time to wave that magic fucking wand. Okay. So trust it. And if you're going to pass this on to other people, like you should so watch this cool healing and everything, and it will help you to move forward, then I want you to feel comfortable to do that. That it doesn't matter when they get it. Just trust when you're inspired to share it. Then I'm using a lot of like, that's the time to share it. Okay. So yeah, I think that's it. Maybe I'll pull one crystal. I'm going to pull one crystal card. This is super fun. It is such a joy for me to do this. I love all of my live streams. This in particular is always so fucking fun and so healing. Like if I were to go back and watch some of the other ones, I'd be going through a new level of healing. So it's cool. This is on record, and it makes me feel good that I'm putting that energy out there, and it benefits me every single time too. So whoever's watching is benefiting, and I'm benefiting. We're all healing together, which is really cool. It's an honor to do that. Okay, so I pulled one card, and it's Black Tourmaline, protect your energy. So that message came up during this. The song is from TV's One Day at a Time. Yes. Thermogenic. You're awesome. That's awesome. I used to love watching One Day at a Time. Yes, that's it. Thank you. You totally made my night. That's so good. Okay, so we need to protect our energy. We can literally use the crystal, black tourmaline, to protect your energy. I have tiger's eye on right now, and that's helping to also not only ground me but protect my energy too. So protect. We need to continue to protect our energy. So we're even more high vibe now. I've been noticing my head tremors even more, but that's not from the nervous system. Like that is from me being so high vibration that, and I'm attracting a lot, right? And so if my mind dips down, if my emotions dip down, then it's like, oh, I might get slammed by something, It's so yeah. Anyways, so we need to clear and protect our energy, and super important to do that this weekend. So I'm going to ask Archangel Michael right now. Archangel Michael, please clear all of our energy fields and cut cords with everybody who is not for our highest and greatest alignment to be corded with, and protect us with your beautiful light. I feel like I want you to start with your blue light. So protect us with your beautiful blue light. Yes, that feels awesome. And then can you do your golden light on top as an additional shield? Yeah. Thank you. Okay, awesome. So that's for all of us. And you can do that at any time yourself. And it doesn't have to be saying it out loud. You could just say it in your head in any moment at any time. And you know what? There was a time where I did a healing session with someone. I'm going to say this and oops, and then wrap up. I did a healing session with someone. And when they laid on my Reiki table, and I was about to start. Um, anyways, I'm not going to go into specifics because I don't want anyone to know who it is or whatever, right? Because that wouldn't feel good. So, because it was just the experience I needed to have. So, I felt super uncomfortable. It felt super creepy, and I didn't feel safe all of a sudden. Like I did not feel safe. My energy felt like, ooh. And so I'm like, okay, I gotta protect myself. And I was like, Archangel Michael, protect me, clear my energy, clear my energy, clear my energy, protect me. Like I was saying it all as I was like getting like set up. And then I felt fine. And my energy was protected after doing that. It was like I got to a fearful place at first from feeling it. And then once it was cleared, I felt totally safe. I felt totally protected. It was so good, right? So think about those times where you don't even notice your energy is getting all oohed up, right? Because sometimes you can be around it and be doing other stuff and not necessarily notice. But when you're surrounded by it, just like if you go into, um, I don't know. I get okay. Let's say an old century home that people say that there's ghosts in there, and that eerie type of oh my goodness, this is freaky, like that type of feeling. It might not be obvious that that feeling is going on because you're doing other shit and talking to people or whatever, but that energy can still be there affecting you. And if someone else is judging you, you know, maybe from someone from work or someone from maybe a family member, and they're focusing on you and they're like, they're doing the wrong thing and everything. And if you care what they think, like, look at that. That's a nice motion. That's where my mind goes sometimes. What are you doing? um, where was I? I totally distracted myself with that. Anyways, um, oh yeah. So if they're upset with you and judging you, and if you're worried about their judgment and you're thinking about that, oh crap, they might be judging me, and there's an energetic cord between you, so then you're like, ew, and they're like, yeah, you suck, and right. So we want to cut those cords, right? Those are those energetic cords that we can cut because we're human and people are going to judge, right? It depends on their experiences and their personality type and what's right for them and what's so not right for them. Like, oh, that's terrible. You're wrong, you know. So there's human. We're all human, and some people judge more than others. Some people have way bigger egos than other people do, right? Some people have done more work. Some people haven't done as much internal work, and it's okay wherever we are on the spectrum of our learning. It's all good. One person is not bad, and another person better. It's just we're all on our journey. It is what it is. So we got to protect ourselves, and to the best of our ability, have compassion for ourselves and for others. So and to do that, we need to be in our confidence and courage. So we're like in our power. And we're like, it's okay to be me, right? It's okay to be you. And then we can be more conscious of the energy exchange and cut things and protect ourselves and surround other people with love. That's one of the cards that came up in the weekend reading was compassion and like holding space for people to be on their journey, right? to not judge them. So that's what we can keep on working towards. So I hope you have a fan fucking tastic weekend, and definitely I would love it if you share the joy, share the healing. So please pass this on to at least one person. Let's say, well, only if you're inspired, right? If that would be too much energy for you, then fuck it. So if you're inspired, share the love, and yeah, I hope you have a fabulous weekend. I already said that. I was really thirsty though. Okay, I'm going to say goodbye to Instagram first. See you later. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Okay, so Instagram. And what does Michael say? Thanks for the stream. Hey, you're so welcome. Thanks for joining. And great to have you here. So, yeah, have a great rest of your weekend. Send more love. Okay? Bye.